Hey guys, this is something I just ran across within the last hour or so. I had heard about this earlier today, but this is the first time I found the actual text. And this pertains to anyone in Ohio. Assault weapons ban that is being put forward that even our governor, Kasich, is in favor of. Because he talked to a friend who collects guns, I guess, and he don't mind if ARs go away because he don't collect them and don't care about them. So, typical FUD response there. But nevertheless, here's the bill, and I'll put a link to this in the description so you can check it out. It's a PDF file, but I'll make sure you can download it and read it. But here it is. It says the bill to amend section 10952 to the revised code to prohibit a person from knowingly possessing or acquiring an assault weapon, and to require the Attorney General to prepare for the establishment of a firearms and ammunition database. That's scary. The Bureau of Criminal Identifications and Investigations may operate and maintain a criminal analyst laboratory and mobile units thereof, create a staff of investigators and technicians skilled in solutions and control of crimes and criminal activity, and maintain a database, firearms and ammunition transactions, which, as it states, is when you buy ammunition at any store, it'll get reported to the state to let them know you just bought a box of ammo. To assist in the prevention of crime and aid law enforcement in controlling criminal activity. The Attorney General shall prepare for the establishment, and that's the database I was talking about there. This is where it even gets very scary. No person shall knowingly possess or acquire an assault weapon. Division A of this section does not apply to any of the following, which are armed forces of the United States, law enforcement, officers, things of that sort. A member or importer of assault weapons that is licensed, manufacturer, or licensed importer under the Gun Control Act of 1968. Carriers, warehouses, and others engaged in the business of transporting or storing firearms for hire with respect to assault weapons lawfully transported or stored within their business. But this is the part I wanted to really hone in on. Whoever violates this section is guilty of unlawful possession of assault weapons, and that's a 5th degree felony, which is up to a year in prison and $2,500 fine. As used in the section, assault weapons means an automatic firearm that has not been rendered permanently inoperable, so anything automatic, that's out the window, or a semi-automatic firearm capable of accepting a detachable magazine with the capacity to accept 10 or more cartridges, or if it's got a fixed magazine that'll accept 10 or more. And it's not just rifles, handguns, it doesn't matter. If it's a firearm that can accept that, and it's semi-auto or full auto, it's gone. So that's the gist of it, is they're not going after anything that's a feature, like the Clinton, crime bill thing back in the 90s, banned a lot of features. Even California, has the featureless rifles and all that bullet button and all that mess. But here, if it takes 10 or more rounds, capacity to accept that. So if you've got your standard Glock 19, AR-15s, whatever, even if you've got a variation of that, let's say they only make 10 round magazines, well, it's still capable of accepting more than 10 rounds if somebody produces a magazine for it. So in a sense, all semi and full auto is gone. There's no gun out there that, will not accept more than 10 rounds. I mean, unless it's permanently modified in some way that I can't even think of. I mean, you can modify magazines, but to modify the gun, it's usually just a longer magazine. Or a drum, or whatever the case may be. So, if you have a gun that maybe all they make are 8-round magazines, well, if somebody out there is, you know, got the tooling and the knowledge to make magazines, I'm sure they can make you something over 10 rounds. So just because it's not commercially available or doesn't come in the box with the gun when you buy it, don't mean it's not out there. You call a gunsmith up and offer them the right price, I'm sure they'll make you pretty much anything they want, you know, that you want. So that's a big issue. And like I say, it's a 5th degree felony, which is the low end of the felony scale. But hey, if you got a felony on your record, guess what? You can't buy a gun nowhere now. So even if you were to get caught and then move out of state or something, or whatever the case may be, you're done. So it's a pretty cut and dry bill, and nowhere in the whole entire bill, I've read it multiple times, nothing is grandfathered in. It doesn't even state that. So what you already have, it's got to go. Now, how they plan on getting it all, well, I don't know, but they want a firearms database. So for anyone that's in Ohio, that's definitely something to keep in mind of. And the senators, you can see right there the names that are in favor of this, which they're Democrats, and we got a pretty Republican-based, you know, control of everything state here. But problem is, we got a Republican in the White House and also, you know, controlling House and Senate, and, well, we know what happened there. If not, look at the video I just posted a few hours ago. I'll put the link in the description, and you can see what the Republicans there want to do. So, you know, diehard Republicans, they could be on our side. But there's too many of them that are doing no more than carrying the name. And I find a lot of this ironic. I can't remember the guy's name off the top of my head. I'll have to look into it again. But just yesterday, I read the statement of one of the largest Republican donors for nationwide has said that he's going to pull any funding for any Republicans who do not vote for some sort of gun control. And now all this mess comes out today. So go figure. Money talks, as always. So if you're in Ohio or anywhere else for that matter, call your representatives, call anyone you can, burn the phones up, emails, whatever. And I'm not a big fan of canned responses. If you send a message, you know, if that's all you can do, then fine. But I would advise, if you're going to email or anything, come up with something off the top of your head. Be civil about it. If you start flying off the handle cussing and stuff, it's going to get deleted. If it's a canned response, it'll probably just go in the trash as well. So it might have a chance of being read if you actually put a little thought into it and go that route. And if you do that, I'm sure you can send the same message to all your reps. You know, at least it'll be something that you came up with, or a variation of a canned response. But do what you can. It's kind of coming down to the wire almost, but if you guys remember in the past, a lot of people jumped on the bandwagon when they wanted to ban the green tip M855, you know, ammunition. ATF wanted to get rid of it, armor piercing and all this mess. Well, enough people hollered and screamed about it and it got stopped. You know, so now you can still buy that stuff. So remember that the people's voice does matter, but we need the people to actually use their voice. That is the problem. ATF gave everybody 30 days to make comments about the bump stock deal. They got about 32,000 or so people to comment. So we need a lot more than that, guys. Because if this stuff goes away, a lot of it's going to fall on the gun owners' hands because you sat by and did nothing. Do the best you can. Stay safe. And if anything else comes up, I'll be sure and bring it to your guys' attention. Take it easy, guys.